Hi, amazing people, and welcome to Conversations with Alice Olivia. And today we are talking about being nice versus being kind. Yo, many times we think like this is the same thing, like it's the same thing whether you're being nice or whether you're being kind, but no, those are two different things. Though they could be used, in a manner that portrays like they are probably the same thing whilst they're not. I don't know if that makes sense, yeah. But being nice is literally associated with behavior that is pleasant, agreeable, and courteous. When you're being nice, you're being accommodative. You are motivated by desire to be liked, avoid conflict, or gain approval. When you're being nice, you have no genuine concern of others. So let's break down the nice part before we get into the kind part, so that at the end we can kind of then match the two and make it all make sense. But when you're being nice, like you can choose to be nice. You know what I mean? Like I can choose, like, I don't like this person, but I'm gonna be nice to them, just so that the day can go well, or simply because I literally don't want to argue with them. That's the reason why it says that it's motivated by desire to be liked or avoid conflict. And when you're a nice person, it also says you are very, very much accommodative. Is that even a word? Like you're accommodating, let's use proper words, yeah? But yeah, like you're someone who is literally, accommodating. And I've seen a lot of scenarios where I have accommodated people because I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be the rude person today, because it just comes with, "Ugh, I'm gonna brush this off. You irritate me, but I'm gonna put a smile on my face." And yet many times, people are like, "Oh, I'm a nice person. That's a good thing." I don't think it's a good thing to be a nice person, because when you're a nice person, the one thing you should understand is that people will walk over you. People will walk over you. People will do what they want to you because you decided to be a nice person. Hence the reason why I say it's motivated by desire to be liked. So when you want to be liked, no matter what people are doing that you don't agree with, you are there and you are just agreeing. Hence the reason I say it says behavior that is agreeable. Like you just agree for the sake of, I want them to like me, I want to fit in. Guess what? The one thing that I'm now very much okay with is not fitting in, because I'm done agreeing with people so that they can like me. I'm done being accommodating so that I can be the person that they think is, what's the right word? I'm looking for the right word. Like, it's that thing where if I agree with you and if I accommodate you, you can easily assume that you have me in the palm of your hands. Let's put it like that. Like you have me literally in the palm of your hands, and you think that you can control me. Like when you say go left, I do that, go right, go back, go forward, I can do that. Like, so I cannot accommodate people. Like when I don't like something, I'm gonna mention it. I know many times we are told this thing like, sometimes just keep quiet so as to keep the peace. But whose peace am I keeping by shutting my mouth? Because if you are doing something that I don't agree with and I shut my mouth, the person that's going to, not be comfortable is me. Whilst you are enjoying your life, whilst you enjoy every little thing, and I'm here trying to get comfortable when I know I'm not. So no, I'm not gonna be quiet, because guess what? If I'm not at peace, you're also not going to be at peace. Listen, that's the reason why those days I'm like, girl, I don't know, call it what you want. But if you're going to be toxic, we are going to be toxic together, because there's no way you're going to be toxic and I just receive all the toxicity. No. If you want to be toxic, if you start being toxic, I also start being toxic, because let's start being real. Let's start matching people's energies, guys. um I'm a Christian, but that does not mean like I subscribe to this thing where people think like, I'm holier than thou, and I should shut my mouth, and when people do what they do, I'm just there. No, if you're going to be toxic, best believe I'll also be toxic. Because if you have that ability, what makes you assume that I don't have the same ability? Listen, these days, if you're toxic, if I don't choose to cut you out of my life, and I feel like you need to feel the heat of what you've been doing, trust me, I'll also be toxic. Because no. This thing, I used to do this thing whereby if you start being toxic, I'll just block you. But no, these days I actually choose, like, no, let's be toxic together so that you can know what you have been doing. Because I'm not going to be feeling this heat alone. No, like, also feel it. Also feel this heat and tell me if it's nice. Because people need to start learning lessons the hard way. Because you know what? I realized that many times we just like block people and let things slide, but they are going to do the same thing to the next person. So no, I'm gonna show you the same fire you are showing me. Like, guys, I cannot even reiterate this enough. If you're toxic, try it. Like, literally try it. Because if you're toxic, I'm gonna be toxic back. Because I think, no, we are done doing this thing whereby people can just think they can walk over us, and then they know, like, you're gonna let it slide. Because it becomes a habit. People literally just know, like, I can do this, I can do that, and she'll be quiet, and things will, no. If you're toxic, I'll be toxic back. We can, like, I feel like I think my next video has to be about people being toxic, because what, we will be toxic together, trust me. So yeah, now it's, but this all came with the whole code, like, shut your mouth so as to keep the peace. And I was saying, basically, whose peace am I keeping? You know what I mean? Because who's, and then another thing here is that you want to gain approval. So when you want to gain approval, man, you go through the ends of the world just to do, anything so that you gain their approval, so that they notice you. And that's very tasking on you. That's very tasking on your mental health as well, because you being nice and be like, if you need anything, I'm here. This is the very reason why people take advantage of you, because you want to gain their approval. And now you're like, no, if you want anything, call me, I'll be there. I used to be that person. Like, don't worry, I'll be there for you anytime. No, not anymore. Like, guys, when I tell you my views are changing, a lot is changing in my life, the way I used to do things. I used to be there for people each and every time, no matter what they would have. This time I'm not. Because I'm done being the nice person. Like, no. In the Bible, there's never, ever, open it, Genesis to Revelations, it never tells you to be a nice person. It goes back into the fruits of the Spirit. Instead, it tells you to be kind. Now we'll go into the kind part and tell you why you should be a kind person. Because being nice, people will walk over you. I'm not gonna lie. Because you want to gain their approval. Now, like, I'm there. I used to be like that. Literally, someone would call me up very late at night, and they'll have their life problems, and I would listen. These days, no, literally, I will ignore your call, or I'll pick it up and tell you, like, hey, I'm so sleepy, can we do this tomorrow? And I'll even tell you, like, remind me, because I'm so busy. And I could literally just have nothing to do the next day, but I'll still tell you that I'm busy. Because no, people need to understand that we are not here for their approval. In as much as you think it's nice to gain people's approval, it's not. The only approval that you need is that of God, because we are here to live for God, and He is the only thing that matters in our lives. God is, listen, if you are not living for God, I literally don't know what you're living for, because our whole essence of being here on earth is to serve Him, and that all the glory goes back to Him. So yeah, we can't do things for people's approval. Like, I'm out here trying to please my God, and now adding you to the equation, like, no, that's not gonna work for me. So, being nice is a little for me, because yeah, I used to think like it's a good thing up until I realized, like, no, people just use you, whilst you being nice. Like, yo, that are in the nice mode, trust me, been there, done that, doesn't serve you. And I left it at that. Like, I will not be a nice person. Like, I will be accommodating, and that's if the Holy Spirit literally slaps me in the face to be like, be accommodating to this person. But I know, like, God did not make us Christians so that we can be walked over. This is the very reason why, then you go back, is it the book of Zechariah? What is there such a book? I don't know. um but yeah, it tells you that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. I think it's because we want to become so holier than thou that people have gotten into this habit of thinking that they can walk over us. And yeah, we are supposed to be the nice person, we are supposed to be the bigger person. Like, why do I gotta be the bigger person every time, and why not them? That's a valid question, honestly. But yeah, the essence, like, the scenarios where the Holy Spirit literally tells you to be accommodating, and of course, at the end of the day, you understand why you had to be like that. So yeah, I will be accommodating if God says I need to be. But if I feel like I'm in my right to not be accommodating, I will not. Because, like I say, let's be toxic together. Because what? Because this world is so crazy, and people are so cruel, people are so selfish, and you want to be nice. Why are we playing nice? Because when I'm nice, I'm not even concerned about your feelings. You know what I mean? Because when I'm nice, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're accommodating them. Yes, I can make you feel comfortable to a certain extent, but I'm not really into how you're feeling. And honestly, I cannot be around people who bring out the nice person in me, because now I literally don't care about your feelings. I'm just, if you're talking to me, I'm just answering back because I have to, and not because I care about the conversation or things like that. Because when you're being a nice person, and especially if you're talking to someone, and you're carrying out a conversation, you're not even thinking on a deeper level. You're literally answering back just because you have to, and because it's a two-way street, communication type of a thing. Another thing we're going to look at, like I said, is being kind. So now, being kind is a deeper level of compassion, empathy, understanding, involves genuine interest in the well-being of others, requires selflessness and willingness to support. And now, being kind is also a fruit of the Spirit. If you go read fruits of the Spirit from Galatians 5, verse 22 to 23, you find out, like, being kind is also a fruit of the Spirit. So I'm required to be kind. That's the reason I'll tell you, like, I'm a kind person, but I'm not a nice person. Because, yeah, because people like to be, people say, I'm a kind and nice person, but I'm a kind person, but genuinely, I think I don't want to be a nice person. Like, of course, life is gonna throw me into the nice mode by nature, because, whether we like it or not, everything on this earth is by design. It's literally by design. So sometimes you are nice by design. And yeah, I will be nice. I know, like, it's still gonna happen. Like, I might not like it, I might not subscribe to it anymore, but I know to a certain extent, like, there are times that I'm gonna have to be nice. And nice is good sometimes because then you don't hurt people's feelings, but at the same time, like, no, I need to be kind more than I am a nice person. I think let's go with that so that you guys don't come for me. Like, okay, yeah, I'll be more of a kind person then I would be a nice person. You know what I mean? Because this is deeper level of compassion. What happens when you're a kind person is that certain things just touch your heart. Like I know for me, when it comes to compassion, like it touches my heart instantly. If there's one thing I hate in this world, is suffering. I cannot stand people suffering, because I'm always like, God, can't I just help them? Yeah, sometimes I can help, but there are certain scenarios where I cannot help a person. And I feel my heart break into pieces. If there's one thing that breaks my heart, is when I find someone suffering and I cannot help them. It breaks my heart to pieces, because I cannot stand people suffering. I just want everyone to be happy. I just want everyone to be, living a life that's full of purpose. You know what I mean? So yeah, it comes with now you discerning these things, because I think when you're a kind person, you discern a lot of things. This is when someone is doing, something and then you don't agree with, and you sit them down and you're like, listen, I see where you're coming from. I know what you're doing, you think is right, but it's not right. Why don't you go things about this way, that way? Because that way, people are not offended. It's different from being a nice person where you see someone doing something, but not because you are afraid of their fury, or if they'll get angry if you correct them. But not when I am a kind person, I will sit you down, no matter how much I know that this could literally go into a whole conflict zone. That's the reason why it says, like, when you're a kind person, it requires you to be very much a selfless person. It's not easy to be a selfless person, because when you're a selfless person, you're dying to yourself and sacrificing to do certain things. You know what I mean? And it comes with empathy and understanding. When we're talking about empathy, we're talking about you kind of like, trying to walk the same journey as that person, thinking like, if I were in their place, how would I feel? And when you do that, it gives you a better understanding of how to approach situations, or how to approach them if you need to approach them. And yeah, it just makes you a very much understanding and discerning person, because you understand those things. And like I said, like when you're kind, it literally involves genuine interest in people's well-being and feelings. And I've seen that many times I get into this place where, if I see that situations are kind of like, a little bit tricky here, I, especially in situations where I see like someone is already hurt, someone is already, so in so much pain, you don't want to add to their pain. So you approach things. Here's the thing, guys, many times we leave people in so much pain than we saw them before, because we do things in a manner that we think is helping them, but it's just giving them more pain. So when you're a kind person, you need to know, like, this is when I say, like, pray, honestly. Because I think when it comes to kindness, I think it's very much on the spiritual side, whereby you need to pray. Like, how do I go about this? Like, this person needs kindness, because some people just need kindness from us. Hence the reason why I always say, be kind to people, because you don't know the battles that they're already facing. You don't know what is already, pulling them to be over the edge. So, like, be in prayer and be kind of like, God, help me so that I can, give them the kindness that they need at a particular pace and time. That's the reason why it also tells you it's a willingness to support, because you have to be willing to support other people, other programs, that, are for a good cause. So, yeah, guys, like, I think I'll leave you with this and let you ponder if you want to be nice person or a kind person. Where do you stand? Where do you stand? Like I said, for you guys not to come for me and be like, yada yada yada, I choose to be a kind person more than I am a nice person. So until next time, stay blessed.